Hello folks, and welcome to the SO Hacker Log. I am your script kiddie in security land, and this is a network that is being monitored by Security Onion. If you want a detailed description of how to configure Security Onion and deploy it into a small network, then see the link down in the description. In this episode, I am going to configure Security Onion to do reverse DNS lookups on traffic that it monitors, so that I can more easily determine the source and destination of traffic that I observe. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so this is going to be a quick one today. Before we get started, I should warn you that if I am not mistaken, the reason that reverse DNS lookup is turned off by default in Security Onion is because it can result in information leakage about devices on your network when it is constantly doing DNS requests on all traffic that it observes. So be aware. For little old me, turning this on makes it much easier to determine the source and destination of traffic, as many of the IP addresses will be resolved to a domain name without me having to do extra work to make that happen. So I prefer to leave this turned on, but you are warned. Now, once again, we are just looking at the Security Onion console in a web browser here. And over here on the left-hand side, I am going to select Administration. And then in the submenu that appears from there, I'm going to select Configuration. And from the configuration window here, I am going to go up to the search field here, and I am just going to type in DNS, and then I am going to click on the little magnifying glass icon. From the list of results that appears after I do that, I am going to select the SOC pull down right here, and from there I am going to select the config pull down. And from the submenu that appears from there, I am going to select Server. And from that submenu, I am going to select Client. And as you can see, under the Client pull-down menu here, there is Enable Reverse Lookup. So I'm going to select that one. And as you can see, when I select that, it tells me to set this value to true if I want reverse DNS lookups in the Security Onion console user interface here. So I am going to go ahead and delete where it says false here and type in true instead. When I click on this little green check mark to enable that change, it tells me that the setting has been saved successfully and that changes typically take about 15 minutes to update here. Okay, now if I go over to the dashboards here on the left and select that, and I scroll down a little bit to where I can see a list of a number of IP addresses that traffic has been directed to and has come from, you can see that we have only IP addresses here. So I just barely made this change. What I'm going to do is I'm going to surf the internet for about 15 or 20 minutes, and then I'm going to come back and see if Security Onion is giving me some domain names for some of the stuff that I was surfing on the internet. Okay, it has been 15 or 20 minutes or so, and I have just been surfing around on the internet. I am looking at the Security Onion console here again, and I'm going to go back to dashboards over on the left, and I'm going to scroll down to where I have a list of IP addresses here. And as you can see now, I am getting a lot of domain names listed here next to the IP addresses, and that really just makes investigating traffic quite a bit less work in a lot of cases. So I prefer to leave this on. Again, I believe the reason this is turned off by default is because it can cause information leakage. Security Onion is now making DNS requests for every single IP address that it sees. So go ahead and make a decision about how you want this. Like I said, I find it to be way easier investigating traffic when I have this turned on.